Are you still relying on Instagram to bring in leads? You might be missing out on 65% of your potential clients. So in 2025, most buyers start their search on Google, not social media. This means if you're spending all of your time posting and hoping the algorithm works in your favor, you are actually leaving money on the table. So in this episode of Beyond the Algorithm, we are breaking down why Instagram alone won't cut it anymore, how to make SEO, Pinterest, and YouTube do the heavy lifting, how to use AI to streamline your content and get found faster, and simple tweaks to rank on Google instead of fighting for engagement. So you want to continue to hit play to learn how to make your content work for you and not disappear in the feed, but also you want to start getting leads without relying on social media. And to do that, you can just DM me class on Instagram to see Anti-Social School in action, or jump straight to hollymariehaynes.com/antisocial. And if you missed the first two episodes, episode 1, we're talking about the social media burnout epidemic and how to break free. And in episode 2, we're talking about more money, less posting, the truth about marketing off social. So I'm super curious, are you focusing more on social media or SEO? Drop a search in the comments and let me know where you are and how we can help you start showing up to see where your dream clients are searching. Welcome back to episode 3 of Beyond the Algorithm, where we're chatting about your dream clients. They're on Google, not Instagram. Is that like the best title? I love it. Hopefully you are loving this series. If you haven't listened to episode 1 and episode 2, I encourage you to go back and listen to them because we talk about building your home base and really breaking free from the belief that you have to post all the time. And then I walk you through my 3-step process of how to do that. And so now we're going to talk about where to find your dream clients. And, you know, if you spend hours crafting the perfect Instagram post, I have been there, I have done that. The hook is fire, the caption is like a TED Talk, and you're like, yes, this is so good. You hit publish and you check back an hour later and it's crickets. Silence. Maybe even a comment from your mom, right? So I get it. And if you're posting on Instagram Reels and you're feeling like, oh God, this is not working, you're not imagining it because your dream clients, yes, they're on Instagram, but they're not scrolling as much as you think. They're searching. So let's just think about that. Your dream clients are searching. How many times have you Googled something today? Because here's the thing. In 2025, 65% of online buyers start their search on Google, not Instagram. Statista actually gave me that stat, so I did not make it up, but 65%. And that's what I do, right? If I need something, I will open my phone and I will Google it, or I open the 17th tab on my browser and I will Google it. So today in our series, we're talking about why Instagram alone is keeping you invisible, how to make SEO, Pinterest, and YouTube do the heavy lifting for you, how AI can help you work smarter, not harder, and simple tweaks you can make to get found instead of fighting for engagement. And again, if you missed the first 2 episodes, we broke down in episode 1 why social media isn't a business plan, and in episode 2, how to make more money while posting less. So go binge those and then come back. So let's get into it. Here's the problem. Your content on Instagram, which we know disappears in 24 hours. The algorithm changes all the time and you don't own your audience. Instagram does. Instagram is setting itself up to be successful, not you, right? And so again, this isn't my opinion, it's the data. And the data says that 65% of buyers start their search on Google, not Instagram, which means if you're not showing up in the search, you're practically invisible to people that are actively looking for you to help. So as an example, I had a service provider inside Anti-Social School who was doing all the things on Instagram, Reels, stories, like she was showing up hard, but she was exhausted and struggling to get consistent leads. So what we did was optimize her website for high intent keywords, which are the exact words her dream clients were typing into Google, including a local strategy. So she was popping up to people that were looking for her locally. And guess what? she started getting leads on autopilot without having to post daily or fight for engagement. So how do you do this? Okay, there are two types of content. There is social media content, which is temporary. So you post, you get engagement. If the algorithm is working for you, then it helps a little bit and then it's gone. Or two, there's SEO driven content, which is evergreen. So you create it once and it keeps bringing in leads for years. So as an example, I wrote a blog post in 2022. Actually, I think it was closer to 2020. And it was about my morning routine, which I talked about a couple weeks ago on the podcast. And it still brings in leads from Pinterest today. It is our most pinned pin. I've changed obviously where the link points because the website link that I originally had it to doesn't exist anymore. But I do nothing. I have done nothing to it. It is a really good graphic on Pinterest, but that's what I call a good investment, right? Like it's there, it's doing the work, and I'm not having to do anything. So instead of relying on the algorithm that you can't control, let's talk about Google, Pinterest, and YouTube and how to make it work for you. So I want you to think about how to shift from posting to how do I get found? It's just a mindset shift, right? Like how do I shift from I have to post every day to how do I get found? And so some of my favorite AI SEO tools are Surfer SEO or Phrase, and they help you create content that actually ranks. You can also use ChatGPT as an example. You could take your home base content, which in this case would be our transcript from this podcast. I dump it into ChatGPT and I ask it to give me an SEO friendly YouTube description. Give me an SEO friendly title. Guess what? This title was purposely chosen for SEO friendly words for this podcast episode. And so you can use AI specific tools to help you find the right words to help you get found, right? So we're shifting from just posting to getting found. And then the second step, think about batching and repurposing, which we talked a little bit about in episode 2. So one YouTube video can go to 3 Pinterest pins and a blog and an email. So it's like more visibility and less effort. And then last but not least, pin your content to Pinterest. Like it's free. It's there. A single pin from 2020 or whatever year it was, 2021, the morning routine pin gets 500 visits a month to my website. Now, are they my ideal client? I'm not 100% sure. I don't teach morning routine anymore, but it's still eyes on my work, right? Instead of hoping Instagram pushes your post to the right people, let's make it easy for your ideal clients to find you where they're actively searching. So one of the first lessons that I teach inside Antisocial School is all about where do your people hang out? So I want you to think about when you're looking for an answer to something, what are you doing? You're Googling, or you're probably asking somebody, hey, do you know somebody that can do this? Or do you know somebody that's good at this? So referrals in Google search alone is getting found. It's not posting, right? And so the second piece of this is I want to dig into AI a little bit more because it's here to stay. Everyone's talking about it, but let's talk about how AI is not the enemy and it's a tool. And if you use it in the right way, it can cut your content creation in half. So here's an example of how you can use it. So you can use AI for SEO research. So like I said, you can use tools called Surfer SEO or Phrase, Phrase, and they will literally tell you what people are searching for. Like it will tell you what the keywords that people are searching for. Instead of guessing what to post, you can create content that already has demand. Another example is you can use AI for content outlines. So as an example, I took all of our latest and greatest podcast episodes, all of the stats, and I dumped it into AI and I asked it, hey, our focus in this month is talking about how to scale without social media. What are some hot topics that we can talk about? And it actually gave me the topics that we're talking about today. Now, these are my real words. Somebody didn't write it for me, but it gave me the outline. So it gave me the outline for this, which is now going to turn into a blog post and an email. So AI can give you the structure so you're never starting from scratch. And like I said in last week's episode, keep it human, right? AI should not replace you, but use your words and ask it for ideas, or use your words and ask it to repurpose it, which leads me to my last step, which is use AI for repurposing. So you can turn one podcast into a blog, into a Pinterest pin, into an email, and you can program it, right, to have your brand voice and your brand tone, which is something that we teach inside Anti-Social School. And so it's your words. AI is doing the heavy lifting, and it helps you create your unique voice, right? Again, people buy from you, not a robot, but let's use it to help. So the biggest shift that you need to make right now is to stop writing for Instagram captions and start writing for Google search. Yes, you probably want to write that down, right? Stop writing for Instagram captions and start writing for Google search. So if you're posting something like, here's how to market your business, it's cute, but it's not search friendly. So instead, you want to optimize it for content for what people are actually searching for. An example of this would be how to market your coaching business without social media. Or here are the best strategies for service providers in 2025. So do you see the difference? One disappears in the feed. The other shows up every time. And guess what? If you are being so specific and you're saying, hey, here's the best SEO strategies for service providers in 2025, if you're home-based, let's say a blog post is talking about that, and then you repurpose it onto social media, it's going to do so much better because it's so much more specific. So again, the biggest shift you need to make is stop writing for Instagram captions and start writing for Google search, because we are not prioritizing social first. If you want to repurpose it on social, it's going to be so specific that it's most likely going to perform better as well. So deep breath. Your homework this week is to start shifting from social first to search first. And if you want to fast track it, I've got you, because inside Anti-Social School, we have an amazing live bonus where I'm giving you the step-by-step SEO friendly content plan so you can start ranking without figuring it out all yourself. You can go to hollymariehaines.com anti-social to check that out. And next week, we are talking all about how to plan a month of content without the scroll. So you don't want to miss it.